Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, your big dog, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro record-breaking cornerback, and the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions during a 16-game season era. Yeah, clap it up. Thursday night vibes, man. We back in the building, man. We here to have a lot of fun. And I got a special guest. Y'all know I keep the special guests on the show. And when I bring a special guest on the show, we have a lot to talk about and interesting discussions that will come about, man. And tonight, man, we have a running back, man. I mean, he's so awesome. I mean, I was a fan. I mean, I had to look up to him from the UM days when the glory days. I mean, everybody was a superstar, but this particular one, man, he had that superstar aura, that superstar mentality, man. So we're gonna welcome, man, the Pro Bowler, all pro, man. I mean, one of the most consistent rushing running backs from college to height to the NFL to the show, man, and that is Clinton Portis. Welcome, Clinton Portis, to the show, baby. How we doing tonight, man? How are we feeling,
good, man? I'm cooling, man. Appreciate you having me. What's good?
Man, how we feeling, man? We're gonna jump right into this show, man. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna let y'all in on one of our homies, man, and tell y'all about one of our homies, man. First off, and get that started. Rashae Caldwell. If y'all know the University of Florida back in those days when they had Rex Grossman, Jabari Gaffney, man, just like an all-star team, just like when the University of Miami had that squad, man. It kind of compares, right? And our friend, man, he would have been so great on this podcast and entertaining people, man. He passed away and it's still an unsolved mystery, man. Man, tell us some memories, man, about Rashae Caldwell, man. What do you remember about our dog, homie, Rashae Caldwell?
Man, gone way too soon, man. You know, I think Shay just had one of the personalities, man. You hear him in your head. I hear him all the time. It's like I see him. I hear him all the time. That phone light up. He just called out of nowhere. He was probably the most random person. And he called. When you say hello, he already engaged in whatever the conversation is. You know what I mean? So it was so often I pick up the line like, Shay, what's good? You know what I mean? Boy, man, it's up, boy. Hey, boy, you got to get out here to Miami. Boy. Hey, boy, I'm telling you right now. Hey,
boy, you got to come up there. Come to Washington, man. Me and Clint, we gambling, boy. We every day, boy. I'm telling you, sweet up his son, man. Had so much energy, man, and one of a kind, man. He would have been crazy doing this podcast and entertaining, bro. So that would have been off the chain, man.
One night, man, we in Vegas, and I run into Shay. So they got the section that, you know, they're like, man, what? No, when we walk in, me and E walk in, and me and Edge walk in, and Shay and his brother, they in the section next to us. So, you know, he run, what you at? Boy, what you want? I got it all. I got whatever you want. Y'all ain't gotta buy nothing. It's on me. I got it. So
hey, he goes stunt every time, boy. Hey, that was the number one stunner, boy.
You know, he pulled out his wallet. I got it. What you want? What you want, boy? Y'all like, I got you. Hey,
he got
we right
stunt,
here. Whatever y'all want. You want some champagne? You want some liquor? Whatever. I got it, right? So,
that's how those calls be, man. 5 o'clock in the morning, stunting 6 o'clock, 7, whatever time he called him money, showing you a fist full of money, a sandwich full of money. He literally making a sandwich. You got sandwich bread on both sides of the money.
Yeah, he was stunned before boosted, so he was waving for his son.
He was waving for boosted.
So right, we're in the section, right? So I'm talking about he was excited, he was cooling, you know, they doing their thing. Me and Edge turn around. We turn around. We not turning around 30 seconds before a whole brawl break out behind us. We look back, everybody.
That way, was y'all in the fight?
No,
or was it? It was just behind y'all.
Homeboys. It was him and his homeboys fight. They stayed turning it up, bro. They stayed turning it up, bro. It had nothing to do with us.
But dog, man, I miss my dog so much, man. Dang, I be thinking about my dog. R.I.P., man. Rashae Caldwell, easy cheese, man. Salute,
man. Likewise, good dude.
Yeah, good dude. But I don't know if people realize that Clinton Portis, man, he was born in Mississippi, man, and both of our mothers, you know, they both had similar journeys to Florida from Mississippi. The difference was my mom moved down here to divorce. And I think your mom was already a single mom, and she moved down to get away from the violence and things like that. Coming from the
Yeah.
SIP, man. Do you
Definitely similar
remember?
story. So,
Mhm,
it was the same, coming out of the SIP, man. My cousin had just got killed. It was just at that time drugs had hit the hometown. Just family, everything. It was wild. And what it was is like I was next. Like I'm
mhm,
the elementary about to hit middle school, high school, and that crossover was on the way in.
mhm,
My stepdad, who wasn't my stepdad at the time, just actually come down, and the excitement as a kid, you like, I'm moving to Florida, I'm moving to Disney World, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Until that day came where it was time to go. I'm like, shit, you gotta leave me with my grandma. Like, I don't want to move down here, you know what I mean? So
Right.
we ended up making that journey to Gainesville, man. Probably my first 2 years, I was so like you move to a new city. Middle school is like that time your identity, you start making a name for yourself. So I kind of had a name leaving the SIP, and then I got to go and reinvent the wheel. I get to Florida, everybody, man, you country, your dress. I'm wearing jabos and polos. You know what I mean? They wasn't even on that at the time. I'm listening to Cash Money and No Limit. People think I'm
Mhm.
tripping, you know what I mean? So
Right.
eventually catch up, and my middle school, just my middle school era, what it turned to in high school, how all of the kids that went to Lincoln Middle School kind of blossomed and turned into legends in Gainesville, from competition that we started, in middle school. And I think about some of the best athletes, Vernon Max and uh, Vernon Max from there and Lamar Thomas from there. But when I think about my era, like, man, you had Rashad Durant, myself, Chandre Garrison, God bless the dead, um, Orion Green, played
Mhm,
basketball, Pacers, NBA, Melvin Mackey. Like we had some work coming up out of Gainesville. So,
mhm.
for me, it was just that change of scenery, kind of building your identity, coming into your own, and taking off from there.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you would have stayed in Mississippi, man, you think it would have been an issue. It would have been no Clinton Portis out here thriving and all those good things. It's hard to
I don't
say.
think the exposure, like I don't think the exposure was there. I don't think, to be able to see in high school, you got to think I'm seeing Fred Taylor, I'm seeing
Mm,
Riedel Anthony,
mhm.
Jaquez Green, Ike Hilliard, like you seeing these people, and it's a growing belief, like, oh yeah, yeah, I can do that, Javon Curse, Big Money come through there, like Big Money was hometown
Big
hero.
money,
So
boy.
you getting all these people, and it's just like that belief, that fire, because we in the same spots. It ain't nothing but the palace. It ain't nothing but university to go to at this time. So we turned up in high school at the college party. So it kind of put us in our zone. It kind of put us in our lane, and it gave you that belief because you see them doing it. And then when they start coming to our games, when they start, you bumping shoulders with them, you in the room. So I think that did
Yeah.
a lot for our confidence to take us to the next level because it was so visible. In Mississippi, I didn't have that.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Well, I want to know from spending your middle school years and high school years in Gainesville, how in the world did the University of Florida let Miami get you? What
I,
happened?
I was a
What
cold D. I was a cold DB too. So um,
Say
every
it ain't so. Say it
yeah,
ain't so.
I was a cold DB, man. I
Yeah.
was a cold DB. I ain't play no games.
Yeah. You
Um,
was an athlete. You was an athlete,
Yeah,
huh?
I was an athlete, and that's gone out of youth sports. Everybody identifies so early and locked in on this one position for the rest of their life. Like, man,
Yeah.
I started out high school playing wide receiver and corner. I finished playing running back and safety. You know what I mean? So to have that understanding, just total understanding of the secondary, total understanding of a defense, how
Mhm.
to call a defense, how to align, looking at, oh boy, is nobody in this gap, I'm gonna shoot that gap. Like I'm
Mhm.
just gonna be responsible for, or our edge, the dude inside and they got outside and I'm taking off. Like it just made you a football player, and now that's missing. So
That's
University of Florida.
I preach that to parents and kids. It's like, don't concentrate at 4 years old on your kid being playing a specific position and being a position, playing a specific position. That player, that kid needs to be an athlete, all around athlete. And eventually, when they get high school or teenage years, then their perfect position will eventually pan out. But you can't just predict the future and figure out, what position your kid is gonna play the rest of your life at. It's crazy,
They take the athlete away,
Yeah,
and it ruins these kids because you're talking about a kid that's trained forever as a quarterback that's an athlete, but don't make it at quarterback. So now he no longer wants to play football because
yeah.
it's awkward to go to the
Mm-hmm.
other side of the ball. It's awkward to
Mm-hmm.
line up at wide receiver. He don't know how to tackle because he never had to. For us,
Mm-hmm.
boy, if something go down before the game, you like, we're gonna run the option, like everybody got to learn this. So you got to know everything. And these
Yeah.
kids are at a disadvantage because they so, oh man, this is all I do. And it takes away the competitiveness because if somebody sees something in you, if a coach sees something in you, they can develop you into or get you some understanding. It just don't happen in
Mm-hmm.
college and the NFL. Like this happened in middle school, high school, where you like, oh, that's an easy transition. I already did it before. So now when you switch me back, I still know
Right.
how to do it compared
Yeah.
to you introducing me to it late in my career. I started playing running back. The first time I ever played running back was my junior year in high school. My junior year,
Mm.
I didn't
You
play
was an
running back when
athlete.
bro, I didn't play running back when we was playing throw up tackle. I didn't play running back. I never lined up like, oh boy, I want to run the ball. Nah, I'm about to blow
Wow.
past you. You know what I mean? So now my coach, like, man, we can't throw it to you. We're gonna hand it to you. Like, I don't know about that. You know what I
What was your
mean?
weight?
But
What was your weight in high school?
I was like 170, like
Yeah, so
170. I was slender, but I had that get up and go.
go,
You know
get
what
up
I
and
mean?
go.
I had that get up. Once I been
And
in
you
that
put on a
corner,
little weight.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
once I've been in that corner, it's off to the races. So
Yeah.
like he was more banking on that. And because we had other talent, like it's like, man, we go to a three-man backfield and we gonna punish you. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. Yeah, man. Shout out to CP, man. Didn't play running back until his 10th grade, man, till 10th grade. So
It's
y'all, hey,
11th grade, my
11th
junior
grade, hey,
year.
11th
My
grade, huh?
11th grade, man, he switched me in the spring game. First, he tried to switch me to
So how you
quarterback.
you must have snapped. You must have been snapping out there for the University of Miami to come looking for you. So what did you do in one
Snap,
year? You
snap.
snapped.
It's crazy. My junior year, I had 900 and something yards rushing. I think it was like 952. And I thought,
7 yards a carry.
I thought, boy, like 8 yards a carry. 8 yards a carry. I'm
So
like,
it's
oh
crazy.
boy, I'm out of here. 950. But the thing that helped was I passed the ACT my junior year. I passed the
Oh,
ACT, so I was already cleared.
so that's an
So I'm
easy
sending,
scholarship.
yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sending, I'm sending my film out. Georgia Tech, LSU, because I'm from Mississippi. So LSU,
Mm-hmm.
I send my stuff too. They like, hey man, they had Josh Reed. You remember him?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah,
Remember
they
Josh
had they
Reed?
had Josh Reed come in. So then Georgia Tech, they had Burns come in. So they
Mm-hmm.
weren't interested, right? So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, these people try me. You know what I mean? So my senior year, I go hit them for 2,000. That phone
Mm,
started blowing up. That phone started
mm,
blowing up. So everybody was recruiting me at DB. I'm like, bro, I'm either playing both ways or I'm playing running back. Because all the running backs was Jerome Bettis, Jamal Anderson, Jamal Lewis, Eddie George, like all the backs, it was big backs at that time. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? Fred T.
Mm-hmm.
Fred T was boy 220 running a 4.2. You know what I mean? I'm sitting over
Mm-hmm.
here 170. I don't want to tackle him. I will,
Yeah.
but I don't want that all
But
game.
that's
So they said
crazy,
it.
man. You coming from 170 pounds to probably max 220, 215 to the NFL and being as durable as you was, or
Boy,
like
I came to the
how was you
NFL
at
193. Boy, I was 193 in Denver.
193?
I was 193 in Denver my first year. Then my
Man.
second year, I was 197. So it was off to the races. I get to DC, I'm 202, and boy, we played in that NFC East. Felt like they broke my cockets over there. I'm talking about it was down here because I'm coming from the West where it's schemed. You know what I mean? It's schemed
yeah,
up. Coobs and Shanahan gonna put you in position so you off
yeah.
to the races. I get to
Hmm.
I come over here to Gibbs, and it was just
It's
like,
kind
hey
of
man,
power.
look, yeah, they know what we doing. We know what they doing. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Like, hold
Hey,
on. We
coach, I
just
need to
running
use my
straight ahead.
speed, coach. Like, what's up? I got that get up and go, coach.
Hey,
What's happening? I'm not
bro.
Jerome Bettis, bro.
Hey, man, but what's crazy, man? I think that made me an all-around player. I think everybody out, man, if you would have stayed in Denver, if you would have stayed in Denver, I'm like, man, DC did something to me and for me that, like I don't think people really realize. I played 9 years. In 7 of those years, I had a new coordinator. Every year, I
Mm-hmm.
had a new coordinator change. I had a new quarterback change. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
still was
that's wild.
consistent. You know what I mean? I still
Still is consistent.
13 to 1500, 1500. 2 or 14 or 13 and like 1256. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man. Awesome.
your first 3 seasons, you rushed for 1,500 yards in 2002, over 1,500 yards in 2002 and 2003, and then almost 1,300 yards in 2004. Do you realize that's 7th all-time rushing yards in the history of running backs in the first 3 seasons?
Yeah. I
Did you realize
realized.
that? You knew that?
And then throwing year 4, I went back for 15.
Hey, 7 all time, baby. It's 7 all time. First 3 seasons, baby. Who I think is Danius Thomason. I can't remember all the names. Eric Dickerson, maybe up there. Eric Dickerson. Jim
Man,
Brown.
this
Jim
Gail
Brown.
Sayers, Jim Brown,
Gail
like we ain't
said,
got no, we don't
talk
have
to
we don't
him.
have too many modern day, like
Talk to
I
him,
mean,
man.
hey, when I hear you popping your shit, I be like, man, that's the way I feel. I just don't be saying
You just,
that.
yeah. I'm just
Hey,
a little wild
that's the
sometimes.
way I
Man.
feel. I just don't be saying that, man. You got to
Yeah.
go do your research. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like people
See,
don't really
that's
understand.
that's the other thing. Like, people don't get, like, they see me popping my shit. Like, if you practice with everybody that play with me on my teams, they understand, like, bro, when this man come out of the locker room and his cleats touch the grass, he's talking like this all practice. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, I don't mean no harm. This is just how I talk shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'll be popping. You got to pop your shit sometime, man. You got to let them know, man.
It's just different, man. What's crazy? They already know. You gotta see me. My name pop up. You can't erase that. You know what I mean? My name
Yeah.
pop up in all the conversations, whether it's yards per carries, touchdowns. I mean, like I look at people that impact the game. If you go through our era, who impacted the game and who changed the game. You know what I mean? And just
Mm-hmm.
number alone, because the number back then was 28. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
was 28. You know what I
Right.
mean? Marshall,
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, Martin, everybody
Mm-hmm.
was 28. You know what I
Corey
mean? And I
Dillon.
pop out
Yeah.
in that 2-6. I pop out in that 2-6. You know what I mean? And
Something
that number
different.
ain't changed yet. That number still ain't changed. You see what I'm
For
saying? Like
sure.
you look around the league, 2-6 is still the number. But when I
Mm-hmm.
popped out in it, it wasn't around. Deuce hadn't played yet. Deuce
Yeah.
Deuce ain't played his rookie year. So we kind of hit the streets at the same time. We hit the field at the same time. You know what I mean? So to me, I don't think people know or pay attention enough to do their research to be like, damn, he started that 2-6. Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? I was
They
the
don't know,
original
man.
CP. You know what I mean? They
You-
holler CP and people thinking Chris Paul. No, no, man.
The
Stop.
original, baby.
Yeah,
You know, the new
don't
generation, man, they gonna create the narrative regardless, man. Hey, they got social media. They know how to handle the bots. They know all the tricks of the trade, man. We don't stand a chance. We too old and outdated, baby.
man,
It's
that's
crazy,
crazy
man.
though.
That's
That's
why I be
crazy.
out here popping my jaw. I'm like, who is these little faceless Twitter bots and stuff talking, man? Y'all got me messed up. Y'all forgot all the
Man,
records and
like
what I did. Y'all crazy, man.
it's body of work. Like people don't
Mm-hmm.
judge body of work. It's like somebody have a good year and it's like, oh, that's my favorite player. He did, and then he vanished. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
man, the only thing that stopped me was injury. You know what I mean? You were part of that. You was part of it. You was
Was that
part of that.
happened?
You ended
Is
my
that the
career.
problem? What happened from 2000? What was 2008? That was their last season, going crazy. You had almost 1,500 yards, right, or something like that.
Yeah. So
then your production all of a sudden fell off the last 2 seasons after that. What happened?
well,
Talk to us.
it was a lot that happened. So you go to 2007. You had the incident with Sean T, and that kind of changed it. Then Coach Gibbs leave. We get a new coach. Now, new coach ain't nothing like Gibbs. Like Gibbs, a legend. Gibbs probably the best man you'll ever meet. Coach Gibbs, like he
Really?
probably the best person you'll ever meet. Just as a
Really?
human being,
As a
nothing
human
to do
being.
with as a human being. Coach
Nothing to do with
Gibbs is
football.
the greatest man walking. You know what I mean? Like if you could picture, hey, this is who God is. This is what Jesus was like. It's Coach Gibbs. You know what I mean? To me,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? To
All
me,
good.
that's how I look at it. And it got shuffled, it changed. So 2008, I'm snapping. I'm on fire 2008. You know what I mean? I'm playing for Sean. I'm passionate. I'm playing for both of us. I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulder. I'm throwing it up 2-1 every time you do something. And that's when you kind of realize like the business.
The
You know what I
business
mean?
of
Like
the
you
game.
realize the business of the game, and like you become people willing to sacrifice you for themselves. And
Yeah.
when I started peeping it, it was so much that kind of happened in 2008 because I'm on fire. You gotta think week 8, I got 1,000 yards rushing. They talking about MVP.
You
You
was
know what I
on
mean?
fire when you first came to the league. What you talking about?
Man, I'm on fire. I'm Hot Boys on fire. I'm talking. I'm
Yeah,
Juvie,
yeah.
Wayne, Turk, and BG when I come out. You know what I mean? So,
And in real life now. Don't get it
nah,
twisted now.
I'm talking about real life. So like you go through all that, man, and you realize you go from the solution or the savior to the problem. And that happened in a year. You know what I mean? That happened in 1 year. At the end of 2008, and people don't know, I asked to be traded. We were getting ready to play San Francisco. And we
Asked to be
had,
traded again.
bro, I didn't ask to be traded the first time.
I
I
know,
didn't
I
ask.
know.
Yeah, I didn't ask to be traded the first time. Now,
Right, right.
2008 is where I asked to be traded. You know, like we had so many run-ins
Well, let's
that
back
I'm
up.
like,
Let's back up before 2008 then. How did you find out you was being traded to Washington out of nowhere from the get-go? Like you just snapped first 2 seasons, 1,500 yards. I know that had to
bro,
be a slap in the face. You had to be like, what is going on? Like, I can't believe this.
bro.
Like,
True story. Draft day, we sitting at the draft party, right? I don't get drafted in the first round. I got smoke coming out of my ears, like this
I
smoke,
know.
steam coming out of my nose. So tears in my eyes, right? I watched Deshaun Foster get picked by the Panthers. That was it. I'm like, man, it's hell to pay. Like the hell with them. Whoever get me, it's up. You know what I mean? So, and that was
Yeah.
that's what I was on. I left the house going to Tallahassee to Kappa Luau. It was draft was the same day as Kappa Luau. So
Oh
I ain't
yeah,
even got
ain't missing
I
that
ain't even
Kapalua, man.
listen.
Hey, missing that Kapalua, especially back
Bro,
then. We gonna get into that too, cause I used to see you outside, boy. You was
bro.
#1 starter. All y'all boys for the U, boy. Hey, that
Hey,
Kapalua, man. That boy, if they
listen,
could bring back some things, boy, that'd be
boy,
one of the things I picked right there. That was some
man,
fun, boy.
it's Kappa Luau going on in Tallahassee. I'm sitting at the draft before I ain't got drafted. I already made the reservation. I tell everybody, man, let's go. Like, I'm not sitting around here sad. Like, let's dip. Let's go. Let's go. So we on the highway when I get the call. You know what I mean? Pull over. You know, the Aurora, Colorado pop up on my phone. I'm like, damn. Answer them. Hey man, we just turned it in. We just drafted you. We're gonna put you on with Coach Shanahan. I get on the phone with Coach Shanahan. I say, hey coach, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Like, well, where did y'all draft me? He said, man, we drafted you with the 51st pick, 17th pick in the second round or whatever,
He say,
19th,
"What
whatever
did
it
y'all
was.
draft me?"
Yeah, I
Because
didn't
you ain't
know.
got no TV. You ain't paying attention.
Yeah,
You
I didn't
know.
know if it was
He
second
say,
round,
"Where
third
did y'all
round.
draft me?"
Hey,
He
man, I don't, bro.
said,
I'm talking about I'm so mad. I done lost. It felt like, of course, that draft day feel long, boy. That's
Oh
feel
man.
like you in the 7th round. It ain't nothing but the 4th pick of the draft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
steaming. Oh man, you win the 2nd round. We gonna send the it was like we gonna send the plane. Where you at? Hey, send the plane to Tallahassee. Pick me up in Tally.
From the Kapalua.
Pick me up in Tally
From the
tomorrow
Kapalua.
morning, right?
Oh my
Hey,
God.
go to Capitol. Look, so I'm on the phone with Shanahan, right? I tell Coach Shanahan, I say, hey man, look here, I'm gonna win Rookie of the Year. Like, I'm gonna win Rookie of the Year. Like, I'm gonna make these people regret this. So yeah, man, like he laughed, kind of playing it off, like, yeah, just come be the best version of you that you can be. We love your talent. Can't believe you fell to us. I'm like, yeah, like I'm telling you, coach, like these people gotta see me. Oh man, just come, just come work. Get out there. First day they call us up. Hey, starters, ones, get in the huddle. There's 12 of us. I'm looking TD in the eyes. Rook, move, man. Stop playing. Said, man, he in trouble. I respect
TD
him.
Terrell Davis, if y'all don't know, right?
I respect him. He a dog. I understand all that. He ain't got this. He ain't got this mojo. Like this attitude. I'm over here balling, right? He
Mhm.
got 2 Super Bowl rings, you know what I mean? But he ended up retiring just due to migraines. I didn't even know that was going on when I got out there.
You just
So
coming with a Florida boy mentality, you know
yeah,
what I
I'm just
mean?
coming. I'm coming to take over. Boy, I just finished competing with Willis, Frank, James Jackson, Najee Davenport, Jared Pace. Boy, I get
I
out
don't
here and
see
you
nothing.
talk about
I'm ready,
I
boy.
don't I don't see nothing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but then you got gangsters. You got Mike Anderson, Orlandis Gary, TD, Karan
People
Coleman.
people
Yeah,
slept on Mike Anderson now. He
people
was
slip
beast,
on
boy.
OG and Mike Anderson. And what's
Hmm.
crazy is Ruben Drones was out here with me. So Ruben ended up popping off. You know what I mean? But so our path, we didn't know what we had. It's just dog eat dog. You know what I mean? So just that determination to prove. So my first 2 years, everybody we played, I'm trying to punish. And then in the AFC West, you got LaDainian, you got Priest, you got Charlie Garner. So
Hmm.
that's 2 times a year. Whoever win the rushing attack, win the game. So all that
Hmm.
was personal to me. You know what
I
I mean?
see.
All of it was personal to me.
That's how you balling it up and getting ready to
I'm I'm
compete.
balling it
Have
up.
that chip on your shoulder, huh?
Boy, you don't even know we got smoke. We ain't even, boy, I'm sitting over here looking at you like, yeah, yeah, you finna see me. You know what I mean? You ain't touching me. You on offense too. You don't,
Yeah.
like, I can recall coming out watching Dante Hall. Like, I'm looking at Dante Hall, like, God, damn, I gotta go against Dante Hall and Priest Holmes. They on offense. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like,
I
but
feel you.
that was how personal we took things back then.
Mhm.
Um, so when that trade happened, I'm at Pro Bowl kicking it, like,
Yeah.
boy, we kicking
So
it
how did you
big,
find out first? How did you find out? Like, how did you
man.
because it came out of nowhere? You snapping, right? So did you get a
I
call?
did.
Like, what was your reaction? Did you, talk shit to coach? Like, what
I
the
didn't
fuck
get
you
no call.
mean?
I do an interview at Pro Bowl. I do an interview at Pro Bowl, and I go back and sit to the bar to drink my ties. It's Peyton Manning, Joey Porter, myself, um, maybe Steve McNair was out here, and there was one more person with us. And we sitting down here to the bar. I'm 21, hanging with Peyton Manning. Like, but these
I done
boys
made
sitting
it.
at the bar.
I
Yeah,
done
I
made
done
it,
made
boy.
it. But these boys sitting at the bar drinking my ties. You know what I mean? We watching ESPN. And they say, boy, breaking news. And everybody sitting here like, boy, who done got in trouble? What dummy done got in trouble now? And that thing come back and they say Clint Porter's request a trade. And everybody turned around. Shit, I turned around too. Shit, who was Clint Porter? Not me. I didn't
Not this
request
Clint.
no, not no. No. I didn't
Wow.
request no trade. So it
So at the
it
Pro
popped,
Bowl, you find this out at the Pro Bowl.
man. It popped. I do the interview. and he had wrote Shanahan books. I didn't know, but he kept asking me. It was like he set me up, really. Like he kept asking me, man, you gonna report to camp? Man, you gonna do this? I'm like, bro, you gotta talk to my agents about that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm gonna be where I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be. But I had just switched to Drew, so I don't know what it was. They kept asking me, like, you over here, you're the only player representing the organization. It was Adam Schefter, you know what I mean? You're the only player representing the organization. Do you feel you should get paid? Like, man, like Coach Shanahan told me I should get paid. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
how I feel. Coach Shanahan told me this. So,
Mm-hmm.
like that's how it came about. I go from Pro Bowl to 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I'm traded. You know what I mean? And then now I know because they had combine working on it. They
Mm-hmm.
up in Indy working out the details, trying to make it happen, trying to find a trade partner. So I gotta sit down from the moment the discussions start to free agency start. So it's like 7 days. Like it
You.
seemed like a month, but it was really like 4 to 7 days. They like,
Mhm.
don't go outside. Drew, like, hey, don't go outside. Don't you do nothing. You sit by the house. You sit by this fax machine until we get
to,
this
the,
worked out.
to get this deal
So
worked out.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
pacing, I'm pacing back and forth, like, man, I'm about to go crazy. Like they trade me. What's gonna happen? What's going, like what it's gonna be? And Edge, man, CP, man, that shit, it's gonna take care of itself. Come on, man, let's go get on the boat. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Forget about it. I walk out to
Mm-hmm.
get on the boat. Man, we get the Bayshore. We right here by the Heat Arena. Pull in the gas up. Mind you, back then, your phones what I didn't have no signal while we out here on the boat. I got no
Mm-hmm.
signal. So
Man,
we
you
pull
tripping, boy.
man, we pull in to gas up and that phone ring. And I look
Mm.
down and see it's Drew. Hello. Where are you, CP? We're trying to get in touch with you and send you this fax. Hey, boy, I looked at the boat. Now, everything on the boat. Everything. I look at the boat.
Everything.
I look
Boat
at
looking
EJ.
good, huh?
Hey, boy, boat looking me. Hey, I look at
Boat looking
EJ.
good.
He said, it happened. I'm like, yeah, I got a dip. But I don't know. I think I ran down Brooklyn to get back to a fax machine. I signed that paperwork, man, and I mean it was
No
over.
ill will. No ill will
No ill
towards
will.
the Broncos, nothing, huh?
I loved it. Like I love the Broncos. Like my teammates, bro. I tell people all the time, the teammates I had in Denver, like for that to be my introduction, to have Rod Smith, Shannon Sharp, Al Wilson, Eddie Mack, Brian Greasy, TD,
Yeah.
like Mike Anderson, OG, like bro, to have that
Mm-hmm.
team, Delta O'Neal, Trevor
Yeah,
Price, like
toenail.
bro,
Yeah,
our
you was with
team
some monsters, man. Yeah,
bro,
for
our
real.
team was so, but I thought the entire NFL was like that. I just thought like, oh, this is the
Because that's
NFL,
your
this is how they
first
get down.
experience with it. So
Yeah,
you
that's
just
my
yeah.
first experience. Up there, everything first class. You got
Yeah.
Coobs, you got Mike. Like Coobs really run the show. Mike just overseeing and making sure you don't do nothing crazy. Like we
Mhm.
having a blast out here. I'm
Well,
18,
tell
20
well, tell
months.
tell tell us about because I'm interested to know because like I said, my boy Easy Cheese, Rashay Carwell, when he went to Washington, he used to tell me everything they said. I don't know if you really paid attention because he was always curious of how I played the position the way I played it, and nobody could get open, and you know how I used to lock down and whatever. So I want to know, man, how did the officer meetings go with Donovan McNabb? When y'all was about to play the Eagles, because like I said. When I played against Donovan McNabb, he wouldn't look my way 99% of the plays. I'm just saying, he probably threw like one pass my way in like 4 games. Do you remember any points of emphasis or anything like that during meetings, anything like that? What was up with McNabb? What was happening? How did the meetings go?
So from my perspective, I mean, you was a dog, right?
Yeah.
You was a stone cold killer, but
Mm.
it was just knowing you're gonna be sitting in cover two, knowing you sitting in zone and you jumping anything that come out this way. You know what I mean? So the plan is we gonna run this way because you ain't tackling. You when you nose biting, you poodle. You know what I mean? Like you poodle over here. So I
Uh-huh.
didn't fix in my mind. I see you jumping. Probably like the week before, the game before. I see you jumping stuff. I see you moving. Like I don't watch you at New England. I'm a fan. Like I watch you in
Mm-hmm.
college. I watch you in the pros. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm like, boy, he ain't hit nobody. Like I'm coming around there. Then is you we Florida. So Florida over
Yeah.
Florida, you see, I'm
But
finna dog him.
he telling y'all the story back because he gonna tell y'all I ain't hitting nothing. But then I'm taking him out with my hits.
My
You know
point.
what I mean? I done took
My
him out
point.
with my hits.
I just told you my mindset, how I looked at this game, how I'm coming into this game. You ain't hitting nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like you throw it that way, it's going back, is going to the
It's
paint.
going
But we
run
run it
the
over
ball
here.
his way.
Yeah, run the ball his way. And let's
Yeah,
go. Let's get stretched. Let me get outside with him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I come
Mm-hmm.
here and I'm knowing like, boy, I'm finna run over this boy. Like I can't wait to tell Shay. I can't wait to pop my shit. Like I'm ready. And
I can't wait to go one over with him.
you disappeared. And when you disappeared, I knew like you disappeared and I couldn't move. So when you hit my leg, it went back and I felt the pop. So I'm
Really?
like, man, I him. Like, I know he ain't the one who
He
I
ain't
know
get me.
he ain't the one who hurt me. No, not Zun. Like, he ain't the one who hurt me.
I had no
Dog, you
clue.
ankle biter,
Ankle
ankle
biter.
biter. And
But
it
hey,
and
but
it
you know
and it
what's crazy about it, right? Like DBs, you got the Jalen Ramseys and one of a kind is Antonio Winfield, right? But the way I played the game, I'm going to tackle if it's a one-on-one tackle. But if you're coming at me and there's three big bodies around, the
you
way
getting
I
out the
protect
way.
myself is to get low. I take my shot at your legs. I make sure I'm on the ground, and everything just come falling around. It's like I'm gonna go head up with you. We standing up, and now I got 300-pound big boys coming. I didn't understand that for the life of me, man. I am hitting
I
low,
didn't
and
I
that new
didn't
cut
understand
rule,
it.
I could not play without the cut rule right now. You saying these 300-pound linemen are allowed to come pull and just way off and just tag off on little DBs, and we don't have no defense. Our defense was go low, cut their knees out. Now they saying we have to take them on head on. Man, they would have been running the ball my way every doggone play. Lord have mercy. They would have been running my way the whole play, the whole thing, boy. Hey, man, that sounds like suicide, man. That sounds like suicide.
The
But you love
rules have
Washington,
changed, the
though, huh?
game changed. Yeah, like Washington for me, Washington love me. I think just the city, the DMV, everything about it. Because the time was so special to have Sean, to have Santana, Rocky McIntosh. Like we had a few guys come through. Riche came through. Like to be able to play with my partners. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
really playing with my partners. People don't even know, like, man, you know how deep we go back. You know what I mean? So to have that, like that's what was special about Washington outside the teammates or the bonds you build, getting the Chris Samuels and having the London Fletchers, like the class acts, the people to do it, David Patton, like having the opportunity to meet
You played
those
with
guys
DP?
through football. Yeah, he
David
came
Patton?
there.
Oh man, R.I.P. my dog David
Yeah.
Patton, man. Hey, my rookie year, man, me and DP used to go. He the one that believed in me, and he was so fast and quick and all that
Yeah.
stuff. He used to call me out as a rookie, like he didn't call Ty Law and all them out because he was a vet. He didn't practice that hard and
Yeah.
stuff. And we used to go at it, man. I love DP, man. R.I.P. my
DP
dog
gonna
DP,
DP
man.
gonna get it out you. DP
He
gonna
gonna get it out.
come on. At the time, he had switched his life,
Right.
switched over. He'll
Mm-hmm.
tell me, CP boy, I used to be hell now, boy, I used to be out there now. See, so
David Patton,
yeah,
man.
man.
He
Like
definitely used
just
to
to
be hell, boy. He was hell on earth, boy, for real on that football field. What do you
yeah.
think, man? What do you think about Donovan McNabb, man, as a player, since you got to spend a lot of time around him? Obviously, he wasn't in his prime when he played
I
for
think
Washington.
I think it was probably the trade for him. that was I seen the same thing with
That was mentally
Jason
tough
Taylor.
for McNabb, man, for sure,
Yeah,
for
it was
sure.
it was just one of those hard, you get traded after you've done that much for an organization. I seen that happen with Jason Taylor and I seen it happen with Donovan McNabb. Like you've done that much for an organization and now you're out. Like
Mm,
so when he came, it was just like I gotta learn this shit all over again. I gotta meet new teammates. Like, it's
mhm.
just it wasn't the same. The
His
McNabb that
motivation
we
wasn't
used
the
to
same.
watch and play against,
Mhm,
yeah, like it just was. I think it was a lot going on in life, like just to understand and like, man, I'm really a commander now. I mean, I'm really a Redskin now. Like
right.
I'm really a Redskin. I've been with the Eagles forever, and it's right up the road. Like I just think he was past that point of that redemption where hey, boy, this personal. Like I'm finna go out here and bust your. Like he was
Right.
grown. He
It was
understood
more of a
football at that
job
time. Like,
at that time,
yeah,
at
like
the point of his career. Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think that was the transition. Off the field, he was cool. But on the field, I just think that really played a lot with him, or in his head, and it wasn't suited for him. Like they, it wasn't suited for him. Like we were a
Yeah.
running team, we trying to do X, Y, Z. That just wasn't his style of play. So it,
Yeah.
for whatever was going
And he was
on,
older. It's hard to stay motivated, when you're older and you're
yeah,
getting
like
traded and things like that. So,
it
yeah,
was like
man,
the end of my career, like, boy, I want to
Mhm.
play so bad and prove to everybody I can play. And I remember going out to Arizona to train and recover and get back right. And Rod Hood was my roommate in Arizona. And boy, I went out there and I had bounced back. Son. Like I,
Yeah.
I I felt like I was back. I was lean, I was ripped, like
Got that
I'm
engine tuned
moving.
up, huh?
And yeah, boy, I'm talking about I'm ready, and everybody see it.
Yeah.
And I think I proved to myself that I could do it. And I was like, I can retire now. Cause I had to prove to myself that I still had it. Like it was like I worked out for New England, I worked out for Cincinnati, I worked out for the Titans, I worked out for Seattle. Like everybody was kind of checking my pulse to see like, how I'm play. Am I gonna bounce back? What is gonna be? And I think once I finally proved to myself like I can bounce back, I hung it up, And I remember Rod Hood like, what? Like, CP, you did all like, nah, like, nah, like what you talking about? I'm like, man, I'm good. Like I'm done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. Yeah, I want to ask you, man. Yeah, man, about the current running backs in the NFL. And I want to ask you about Ashton Genty, right? The number 6 overall draft pick in the 2025 draft. Like, what do you think it would take for him to be successful for the Raiders? What do you think about him as a running back?
well, I think for a lot of these guys, when you look at Bijan, you look at Genty, you look at the guys coming in. Even if you look at Saquon going to New York, these guys who get drafted early, everybody talk about the run game disappeared, and what you fail to realize is you lost the fullback. So the fullback is out of football. Now it's H
Hmm.
back and tight end, and because you spread out and you're trying to play, the numbers game, just for those backs, the O line's not built. You're a high pick for a reason. So you're not
Hmm.
going to places with the O line. You're not going to places that's suited. We're gonna run this ball. Like, no, we can't run the ball. And then that
Hmm.
quarterback that's standing back there with you ain't him. You know what I
And
mean?
we
So you
we
need to
drafted you high because we don't have all the talent up front. We need you to create and make
we
something
need you to
happen.
do
And I
everything. We need to
Yeah, and I
ride your
think that's the
coattail.
problem with Ashton Genty. Like that's not his style. He needs help getting to the second level. And once he gets to the second level, then he can be all that he can be. You know what I mean? And be the guy that he
Because
was at Boise State.
yeah, because that tight end out there, that tight end cold gangster out there. Like
Oh
they
man,
they
he's
got
a
they
cold
got players.
gangster.
It's just putting it all together and having an opportunity to like these kids not built like mentality wise, mindset wise to say I go from 6 yards, 5, 6 yards a carry to 3 yards a carry, and I'm thinking, boy, I don't know what happened. Like I'm second guessing myself, And then when I look at the numbers, like I rushed for 1,300 yards. I'm only 200 yards away from the norm. You know what I mean? I rushed for 1,300. I missed it by 200. Like you would think, oh boy, I fell off. I went from 1,500 to 600. But uh, the reality is, it's so hard. You go because it's superstardom, expectations kick in, and then you don't deliver. So now, like that pressure of superstar, you don't know what your line is. You don't know what your ceiling is. So it's hard to go out and perform because you started out behind the eight ball. If you
Yeah.
look at a lot of the backs that come in, they start out behind the eight ball. Like you look at Barkley, he did some great stuff in New York, but he turned into a problem in New York. And then you send him to Philly, and
And he goes crazy.
he's licking his
Just like
chops,
that.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you gonna have that. You look at Kamara, you look at a lot of the backs throughout. Christian McCaffrey probably has been in
So
the
do you
best
so do
situation.
you think Asante has a chance to be successful in
Yeah, because it's early. It's early in his career. I think you get
so
Clint
you see the
Kubiak
talent.
as a
You see the
coach.
talent and the potential.
Yeah, you saw the talent already. It's just mindset, his mental. How do you approach this season after what you delivered last year? Like your expectations was Pro Bowl last year. You know what I mean? And because you were such a high pick, so now don't
How
let
do you
that
handle
linger.
this
Like that
adversity?
season, that season over with. Like shit, it's season two. I'm not still carrying or worrying about what happened. I got a new coach, I got new teammates. Every year is different, and you got to approach it that way. Like you got to stop combining my bad year with my good year and my okay year. Like, nah, my first year wasn't what I wanted to be. My second year is my bounce back. Next year I'm gonna turn up, and the year after that I'm gonna turn up. And I'm gonna turn up enough that I put consecutive turn ups, and now you're speaking my name again. Like you don't have to this media and accessibility to players is what ruined the game because
That's
your
crazy
opinion,
nowadays.
I know your opinion right now compared to when I was in Denver in my early years in Washington. Boy, I ain't listening to no sports talk radio. I don't know what y'all talking
Right.
about. But then when I
Yeah.
start tuning in, now it's personal. I see you
Mhm.
outside. I gotta respond. Like I know what you think of me, and I'm letting
Mhm.
that carry. Like man, I don't give a damn what you talking about. I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the mindset that these kids have to adapt to.
Yeah. 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 Move on. Yeah. Yeah, Ashton Denty, man. When we look, I'm hoping, man, he has a breakthrough season, man. I like him at Boise State, man. I want to see him get it together in Oakland, man. He could do some good things. All right, we're
Yeah,
wrapping
I
it
think
up
he's
here.
gonna
We're
be all
wrapping it
right.
up here, man. He's gonna be all right. But back in the early 2000s, man, the University of Miami football program, baby, they had superstars everywhere on that team, boy. I mean, everybody was a darn superstar, but your popularity was on another level. Like I said, I remember running into you a few times. Bermuda nightclub in front of I can't think of the club, the South Beach, the main one. You know what I mean? But can you
It was your
imagine?
club. You can think of the club. you can think of the club. Hey, boy,
Could you? Hey,
this
can you imagine? Could you imagine though if you was getting NIL deals, getting paid NIL money back then, man? What would that be like for you, man? How would that transpire?
I don't
How would
think.
that
See,
translate to your career?
this was the thing about us. We wanted the money. Everybody wanted the money. But that's not why we played the game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you
couldn't play
never
it
went
for the
on the
money.
field thinking, "Oh boy, I'm finna get this paycheck and this and that."
Mm-mm.
Once you step on that field, boy, I'm looking across. I don't got no smoke with you. I'm finna hang with you. We about to turn up. We gonna be in Atlanta. We gonna be in Miami. We going to
So you
Tampa.
know what?
We in Orlando.
Let me rephrase the question. Do you think our generation could have handled being rich in college?
I don't.
I
It
don't
wasn't
think so
for
either.
us.
It wasn't for that's
It
that's
wasn't
scary,
for us.
man. Yeah.
Because our mindset was to, like, we didn't have those options. Like, these kids come out and they got everything already lined up. They got an exit plan, they got it figured out, they got
They
something
got a
else that's in
Lamborghini
front.
outside. They got a
This
condo.
man, they got, yeah, that hard work is not, they working hard, but it's a different hard work. They working
Yeah, it's a
smart.
different.
You know,
It's
they
like
working
I
smart.
made
We
it. Now
work
you have
hard.
to pay me if you want my services. It's like
Yeah,
I'm already
or
there. It's
I'll
like,
go,
what do you got for me?
or I'll go do this. Like, I'm a tech guy,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll go to tech. We didn't have that, like
Mm-hmm.
we had, hey boy, I'm gonna get this sports money. And the only other thing that we knew to get money outside of sports,
Something
it
crazy.
wasn't the right money. Yeah, like it wasn't that ain't what we need to be,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so their opportunity, I think the NIL and all that, I think it take the dog out, because now you playing for the wrong reasons, like,
yeah.
it's not about it and your show up, or like, boy, you couldn't tell if we had money or not. Boy, I want to dress
Yeah,
better than
right.
you, I want to look better than you, I
You ain't
want to
know if we
smell
had
better
money
than
or
you.
not.
Like, you
You
don't
ain't
know
know if
what's
we had
going
on
on.
our roommate clothes or not. You ain't know what
Man,
was going on.
boy, you ain't know. All you know is, boy, that boy, they living over there.
Yeah, they living.
Them
I don't
boys
know
living.
how
That's it.
or what. They
Yeah.
living. But every time I see him, he be fly, he be dressed up. They get out of nice cars. They get in the club. Like they don't have to worry about drinks. Everything
And you
just looks
show
fly.
love. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you show love. If somebody in your city, you show love. Like, you set the city out. Like, hey man,
Yeah,
like,
that's what it's
what you
about.
want? Like, what you
You know?
want? Like, what you need? You know what I mean? Like, these
Yeah.
kids they don't really even interact, like, or if they together, they might be all together in 5 different video games in one room, like,
Yeah.
but we sitting down, everybody gotta watch the game, everybody gotta stand behind. No, I'm betting with Zunt. No, I'm betting on Shay. Like, I'm
Yeah.
watching Shay put Gator in the game from University of Miami with San Diego and go crazy on
They go
man. Like,
crazy, huh?
yeah, I'm like, man, what? Like, how you know Tony Gator?
Mm.
Like, these kids don't have those interactions or stories to tell that, like, we had getting out the mud. So
Yeah,
that's the
they don't have
difference.
that. That's what's missing from them days. Now they turning it on us like you seem like you was raised without a father. You look like you needed your father in your life. That's how they talk to the our generation, that was fatherless. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, but like, a lot of our generation was fatherless, but you had to grow to be a man. You was the man of the house. You was
Exactly, but
responsible.
that's what
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
you
They don't
might have been
respect that no
fatherless,
more.
but you was responsible. You was hungry. Like, boy, if I don't make it, like, we ain't got nothing to go to. So
The new
you had a different
generation
motivation.
they don't respect that. They be like, they throwing gay slurs at you. You probably was this because your daddy wasn't around and this and that. It's just Twitter. Twitter is just a wild place. I'm only speaking on Twitter, y'all. So don't mind me. Like, I get a little PTSD from Twitter, man. We be fighting all day and night. You know what I mean? it's all good. But yeah, man, I NIL deals back then. I could imagine the amount of money, legal money, sponsors would have been throwing left and right to the university money, man. That it probably would have been NFL type money. I could have imagined a player like Clinton Portis having an NFL contract, a 1-year NFL contract, one type of deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I tell you what, if I was getting that kind of paper, I probably would have stayed in school for 5 years. I would have red shirt me. I'd have got my freshman money, sophomore money, junior money, because it wouldn't have been no rush. Like, it wouldn't have
No
been no,
reason.
like, I
Yeah,
got to get to the league. And I think the money is a motivation to get to the league. Like, these
yeah,
kids retiring a year, 2 years in the league, like, nah, I want to do something else. Like, we didn't have that option. Boy, we
yeah.
thinking, well, I need to make it stretch. Boy, I gotta get
Well,
there.
that's the one plus for the money. It gives them an option. Whereas we thirsty because we trying to better our situations and things like that. So we have to rush to the money. Whereas they could take their time and they're already getting paid and can help people out and things like that. So that's the difference, but it does take that hunger out you, man. Because I could imagine, man, you give me all this money, I'm talking to my coach crazy, I'm talking to the trainers crazy, I ain't coming to practice sometimes. Like you say, man, I'm on the boat looking good. You talking about come to practice, coach? I'm just gonna have to see what kind of trouble I'm gonna get in today, coach, because
you can only run me for so long.
you
If
know
I
what
go
I
out here and
mean?
pass out, it's gonna scare everybody.
So do you feel was your career better as a running back in college, or do you think it was a better career in the NFL?
In the NFL, man,
In the NFL?
that's the beauty of the University of Miami guys. Like we didn't like a lot of people are college legends. Like your college story is iconic. You did amazing things in college, but you didn't pan out in the league. Like guys that left the University of Miami were really good in college. And then they went to you thinking about an Ed Reed, right? Like Ed Reed is probably one of the greatest defensive players of all time. In college, Ed was a dog, but Ed Reed grew in the NFL. Like the Baltimore Ravens defense without Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, you know what I mean? Like Chris
Yeah.
McAllister, them people grew in the NFL. Like Miami guys grew and blew up in the NFL. And not just college, you know what I mean? Like we had a run at one point that it's just like, but it's a factory. Anybody that come, you're talking about Winslow, Shockey,
I was going to say
Willis,
superstars
Frankie G,
everywhere. It's like some
yeah,
unbelievable type stuff was going on. Like it was crazy, bro, back then.
but
I
but you
wanted to be
had
a part of it.
but you had to grind and wait your turn in college. So when you got your moment, it was like, boy, it ain't it. I think the biggest advantage University of Miami guys had is the competition that we had in college. You never saw that on the NFL team.
Never.
It was never a team that was that loaded with that many players where you're talking about your ones, twos, and threes competing at a level like you got to think everybody talk about oh well look Sean T was backing up Ed Reed like J. Lou was on the field Jamal like James Lewis was the other safety he was hooping
Right.
you know what I mean like he
Bringing
was
that
hooping
wood, boy.
so people know, like it's a lot of unsung heroes from our time, and I argue with people all the time. Philip Buchanan is probably the greatest athlete that Phil
That's
probably
you.
Tanner
You're
and Phil
100%.
like
Oh man, Philip Buchanan remind me of myself the way he could break on the ball and his
and
lateral
it's out of
movements
there
and things
when
like
he
that, man.
when he
When he go
break
get
it's
it,
out
yeah,
of there.
it's out of
Yeah,
there. It's out of
yeah.
there. All right, yeah, we'll finish. I'm finish up with this last one, and you answer it the best way you can of what you think. You know what I mean? And I want to know, like, I'm a big fan. I always been a fan, so it's a little tricky right here. I want to know if all the running backs stay healthy at the University of Miami. All the dogs, Frank, Willis McGay, everybody. Who would have been the odd man out if everybody stayed healthy?
Willis, because
2000.
when everybody was healthy, Willis,
Willis,
me and
because
Frank
the Willis
played.
was the last man on the depth chart at that
No,
point, maybe.
Willis wasn't the last. So, I think a lot of people forget, like my junior year, which was my last year, was Willis' sophomore year and Frank freshman year. But Willis was like on his own program. Willis just, he was different. He came in so highly rated. He had so much talent that it's like he saw me and James' relationship, or he seen me and Najee relationship, not knowing like that's how James treated me. That's how JJ treated me. You know what I mean? So the way I treated him, like he used to take personal instead of saying like, "Oh, CP just challenging me." Like he didn't want to be played with or talked to like that.
Because of that stardom coming in from high school. You think that had a lot to
I
do with
mean,
it?
just because of him as an individual, I don't think it was about stardom. It was just him as an individual didn't want like he didn't want that confrontation, that back and forth. Like he didn't
Oh,
want
I
that.
see what you're saying. I see
So
what you're saying.
with me and Frank, just because it was like it wasn't no beef or no riff, like it was
Hmm.
just I ain't worried. I don't feel nothing. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. He the top back. I'm the top back. Like
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care
Y'all
who
better
you
not
bring
come
in
to me
here.
talking about somebody
Yeah.
better than me or they great. Man, what are y'all talking about? Man, I
Yeah.
don't
I
want to hear
don't I
nothing you
don't care
talking
who
about,
you
man.
bring in here.
I'm
And then
finna show you I'm better than him. Line it up. Line it up.
and then
You know what I mean?
like for me, it was because I had done waited my turn with James, and Coach Chud loved Willis. So Chud wanted Willis playing over me. So that
Mhm.
made it even more because our offensive coordinator wants you in the game. And I'm showing our offensive coordinator without saying a word, like, you don't want to take me off the field. But
Mhm.
just because I'm gonna show you how cold I am, I'm walking off the field after halftime. Like, Frank, get in. Come here. Like, Frank, come here.
Mhm.
Stand right here.
Mhm.
Watch this. I'm finna put you in the game. Like, CP, man, you ain't gonna let me get in. Like, man, watch this. I step on my heel, right? I step on the back of my heel. Frank, go, go. Frank
Yeah.
run in, break. Coach, man, I'm done. Like, Frank got this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of made Willis uncomfortable. And then
Mhm.
you gotta think when Willis had his year, it was nobody challenging him because Frank got hurt and I left. So Willis went
Ah,
dumb. Like Willis went to the moon. That 1 year, Willis went crazy. He
went
deserved
crazy. He
every actor.
did.
Oh yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. But you gotta think,
Um,
Edge had James and Najee. James had me and Najee. I had Willis and Frankie G and Jared Payton. Like
I
so.
did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Willis the only one who didn't have. It was just Willis.
I
You see what I'm
see.
saying? So that's
It's
why
good
his
to hear y'all's
numbers.
perspective of this, man. It's so interesting, man. Because, like you say, man, if you our age, if you wasn't a fan of University of Miami, Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, them, man, I don't know what you was doing, man. So to get this straight, Willis McGahee was the highest rated recruit coming in, basically out of the whole running back crew, and probably you was the lowest rated recruit.
I was definitely the lowest rated one.
Getting
Willis
down
and
the mud,
Willis and yeah,
huh?
Willis and Frank had way more hype. I was going to see them in high school though. Remember, we going to Central games and watching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we going to Miami. I mean, we going to Coral Gables to watch them. We going to watch Roscoe at Miami High. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
what we
Yeah.
did. Like, we going to see these kids coming to Miami. We want to see if they can play. The only
Yeah.
kid we didn't know about or nobody knew about was Sean T at Gulliver Prep. So
Mm.
when Sean T come in, I'm like, shit, they trying to pull a fast one on me. They ain't nobody gonna say
I didn't know about
nobody
this
gonna say
kid right
nothing. You
here.
know what I mean? So y'all just gonna slide him in without saying nothing. Coach Saul, like, man, he want to play like that kid want to play safety. I'm like, what? Like, boy, I just watched his
Big.
highlights. He want to play safety, and boy,
Mm-hmm.
he was everything he was supposed to be at
Great
wherever.
athlete. All of that.
Boy, great athlete.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah. All right, man. This is Thursday night vibes, man. We appreciate CP, man, Clinton Portis, the all pro, man, one of the most consistent running backs come through 7 all time, man. First 3 years rushing yards in the history of running backs, man. Smaller size, man, but hey, you can't hit him hard, man. If you can't hit him, you can't get him, man. And he had a hell of a career, man. So we appreciate. We like to give out our flowers when guests come on the show. So we got to always give out our flowers, man. So we appreciate you, CP, man. Hope all is well. Hope the son's out there getting his work he need. CP Junior, man, and gonna holler at you next time, man. Y'all make sure y'all throw up some 26 number 26 in the chat for CP. But next time, CP, man, I'm gonna see y'all next time, and you go ahead and hang up,
All right,
and I'll
bro.
holler at
Bees,
you, bro.
appreciate you.
All
All
right,
right.
yeah.
Yo,
Let me move you.
just hang it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know how
hang
to
it
do
up. So that's CP, man, Clinton Portis, man, Florida Zone, man, Florida boys representing, man, and yeah, we appreciate him coming on, telling us, giving us enlighten us on the stories, man. The UM days, they had that running back. They had that running back era that was crazy. Seemed like anybody that came there back in the 2000s and that played running back for the University of Miami was awesome. It just wasn't successful. It's just like, everybody is awesome. It was picking the perfect recruits or something, from back then. But I guess to say Willis McGahee would have been the odd man out, after, it was Edrin James. Then you had Najee Davenport. Then I think it was Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis, then Frank Gore. But I think Willis McGahee was recruited and signed in between Frank Gore and Clinton Portis coming in. But yeah, it's all good, man. How we doing out there, chat? Y'all appreciate it. Clinton Portis, I see y'all throwing the 2-6 up in the chat, man. I sure appreciate that. So yeah, man, we're gonna see y'all next time, man. Really want to talk about Terrion Arnold, man. He made a crazy decision. I say we just talked about it. Don't put yourself in a predicament where you have to be judged by 6 or 12 jurors, man. And he's in that predicament, and it's not looking good, man. So Thursday night vibes, man. Thursday night vibes. You know what, man? I think we should talk about Terrion Arnold. What y'all think? Let's chop this up, right? Like I say, we was just having a conversation about putting yourself in a predicament where you are forced to be judged by 6 of your peers, right? Selected to serve on a jury, And this is bad news for the Detroit Lions, man, because they just drafted this young man couple years ago in the first round, Terrion Arnold, first round draft pick. And his career may be over, after the latest ongoing investigation. He had a crazy incident that happened this offseason, And these charges are bad. These are some horrendous charges, and nothing you want associated with your name, especially if you're playing for the NFL, right? As bad as these charges are, he is lucky that this isn't a Fed case. One thing about it, he is definitely lucky. Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold arrested in Florida on kidnapping charges that carry a maximum penalty of life in prison, man. Y'all, hey, man, you never want to see your name associated next to life in prison. That's horrible. But let's get into the video where they break down what's going on and giving us some insight.
Mr. Arnold, you're charged with 4.
And this is bad. And this video is bad. Let me warn you, man. And they got him in the courtroom. And we're going to see what he's looking like, what he's dealing with.
With a firearm or deadly weapon less than $750, and 4 counts of kidnapping to harm or terrorize.
Judge, I need to clarify, one of those counts that you just read off for each of the charges is actually a conspiracy count. It's 3 armed robberies, 3 counts of kidnapping, and a conspiracy to kidnap and a conspiracy for armed robbery.
I see that. I apologize. So for the purposes of our docket today, because the warrant has already determined probable cause at those levels, count number 7 will be conspiracy to commit robbery with a firearm, a felony of the 2nd degree. And count number 8, this is as in the warrant, is conspiracy to commit kidnapping to harm or terrorize, a felony 2nd. Sorry, Mr. Diaz, go ahead.
Your Honor, we filed a pretrial detention motion. I know that we sort of preliminary.
Man, these are some serious charges, man. Conspiracy to commit kidnapping, conspiracy to commit robbery. It's like 6 charges. And you're supposed to be an NFL star, changing the trajectory of your life, your family's life, dealing with this.
Discuss, will you be available for Monday morning for a hearing?
All right. And you only filed on the 6 PBLs, is that right?
That is correct.
All right. Mr. Jansen, at this stage, I'll hear any objections you have to the facial sufficiency of the motion, since probable cause has already been determined by a judge in issuing the warrant.
Yes, Judge, I understand that the probable cause has already been established.
Watch how the judge politely just deny him. He's throwing up alley-oop. He's throwing up a Hail Mary pass, hoping that this judge grants anything. Now, this is the bond hearing. This isn't the official judge. It's probable cause. He's already admitted. The defense attorney already admitted that it's probable cause. So once it's probable cause, Ain't nothing else really to talk about. But check it out.
And they filed their motion. We are asking, he's absolutely denying these allegations, and we're asking to have a bond hearing as soon as possible. And I believe 9:30 on Monday is appropriate.
Okay.
And we can be ready for that.
Okay.
However, Judge, I do want to make one thing for the record. In reviewing the pre-trial detention order and the charges, it appears that much, if not all, of these charges against my client rely on the testimony of two co-defendants who entered pleas.
Testimony of two co-defendants that entered pleas. Terrion Arnold is cooked. His co-defendants are testifying against him. How do you get out of this? They have all the information. They know all the details. All the text messages and communication is in their phone. They have already told the detectives what's going on. Terrion Arnold was supposed to get to his friends before they did, before the system did, and make sure he worked it out. But that's too late. Let's carry on.
Recently, we would ask that the court have the government give us a copy of those pleas prior to the detention hearing, because we believe it may be Brady material. And we would also ask that their prior statements that were made when they were arrested be disclosed, because that may contain Brady information for the detention hearing.
Okay. You're not entitled to any discovery before a pretrial detention hearing. If you'd like to re-raise that with the judge who's handling the hearing, I'll be happy to address that. I'm going to deny that request at this time.
I'm going to deny that request at this time, baby. Deny. Hey, but you got to shoot your shot, man, especially when you got a high-playing client like Terrion Arnold. I'm going to go in there and fight for you, baby, every time.
But, you may want to talk to Mr. Diaz and then talk with Chief Judge Sabella if you'd like a continuance. You have the right to request that under Rule 3.132.
I understand.
I'm not sure at this point it's proper for me to order the state to do that, given the rules that are in place for a pretrial detention.
That's an awful look right there, man. You're just living the life of glory. Everything is peaches and cream. You wake up in your $1 million house. Now, you're in front of a judge with a bunch of criminals behind you, and you don't know what the future holds.
Hearing, but I certainly appreciate that request, Mr. Jansen, and I'll deny it at this time without prejudice to re-raising that issue to the extent you feel it's necessary for preparing for the hearing, okay?
Right, Judge. And our problem is if we file the motion and have a hearing on it, it'll delay our hearing.
I understand that. I understand. All right. So because there's no objections to the facial sufficiency of the motion, the rule requires me to set a hearing within 5 days on the state's motion for pretrial detention. So, Mr. Arnold, because you've been arrested on 6 dangerous crimes under Section 907.0415A, they're first-degree felonies categorized as dangerous crimes and punishable by life in prison. You are going to be held at no bond on those charges until we can have a hearing on the state's motion for pretrial detention. That hearing is going to be Monday, June the 29th at 9:30 in the morning in Courtroom 1 in front of Chief Judge Sabella. If the parties have any issues before then, including tomorrow, you can raise them with my office. I'll coordinate with Chief Judge Sabella, and I'll be happy to address them in any way that I can, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Jansen. Thank you, Mr. Diaz.
Just like that, guys. Terrion Arnold will spend the weekend in jail until he sees the judge on Monday, right? So got to spend the weekend in jail. But what hurts the most, man, is for Terrion and people like myself, we make it to the NFL. Then you realize the people around you we thought were down for us, they turn our back on us. Just like Terrion Arnold. People that he thought were down with him are turning his back on him and testifying against him to ruin his life. Of course, to save their own life, but they're doing that to save their ass. Regardless of their relationship, friendship, whatever. That freedom is something serious. And for Terrion Arnold and any athlete that makes it to the pros and sign these $1 million contracts, the money gives us a false sense of power, of reality. And it will make you act upon things that in a way that we normally wouldn't do, all because of money that we think gives us that certain power. And it does. It gives you a certain power until that power runs out. And the things that you have done before the power ran out will come back to hunt you. Or while you had the power, you know? And I'm pretty sure the Detroit Lions was aware of these looming charges against Terrion Arnold that he was facing. But I'm confused why they didn't draft a cornerback until the 5th round if they knew Terrion Arnold was potentially going to be arrested. NFL has investigators left, right, and center. They 100% knew that this was going down. I'm telling you, I've been a part of numerous situations where I'm telling you, I know that the NFL was fully aware of step by step everything that was going on. You know what I mean? And Detroit Lions not drafting a cornerback in this draft, knowing that their pass defense on the back end was where they need help is just crazy. It's just crazy. So I don't know what the Detroit Lions is going to do this year. Now they have DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold was the other cornerback. Then there's some other guys in the backfield, but nothing too serious. You know, and people on Twitter are going in on Terrion Arnold just because of this stupid decision, allegedly, you know? And they are letting them have it. I mean, crazy, right? Fans and critics, they're not taking it easy on Terrion Arnold. I'm telling you that now. And we're going to read a couple of these tweets and see what they're talking about. And, you know, we just having a little commentary over the issue. Let's check it out. Right here. Brandon Carney says, he says, Terrion Arnold is so ass at playing cornerback. The first player he's ever locked up is going to be himself. Tough. These people crazy, man. Who is this? Justin Spiro says, Terrion Arnold is no loss. The only loss was drafting him in the first place. Guy was absolutely terrible. He's been flagged for DPI and defensive holding since you started reading this. That's crazy, man. But when athletes mess up like this, man, that comes with the territory. But there are so many people affected by this decision, you know, this career-changing decision. And from what I've seen from Terrion Arnold, interviews, him in college, you wouldn't think he would be accused of something like this, you know, some charges like this. But here we are. And there is the money. When that money hits, people change. I love to say, give someone, give people a bunch of wealth or make everyone rich, and then you will see their true self, who they really want to be. Put $1 million in their bank. It was just nice and respectful to you as they possibly could be. Then all of a sudden, they talking to you crazy and gangster. All just because the deposit hit the account. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I don't know what to say about Terrion Arnold. All I can say is that you had to be happy that the feds didn't pick this up in this estate case. If there's any positive in this, that's about it. Other than that, I don't see how he's getting out of this situation, because his co-defendants do not want to do a life in prison. And I'm sure there is an amount of money that he could figure out to pay to make this go away. You know what I mean? So Thursday Night Vibes, man. Thanks CP, Clint Portis, for coming on the show tonight. And on Terrion Arnold, man, we're going to see what happens Monday, but he should get some type of bail. It's 6 different counts. He carry a life sentence if convicted, right? So I don't know, man. Detroit Lions, they're going to need some help. Appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight, man. It's your boy Asante, Mr. Pick 6 Samuel. It's Thursday Night Vibes. I'm going to see y'all next time.